Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Welcome back to the channel. This is a channel I talk about book stuff, I talk about stitchy stuff, sometimes other stuff in between. But it's a Saturday, so that means it's a weekly reading wrap up. I hope you've had a great week. The days are going by. We're getting down to the end of the year. It's just, where did the year go? I don't know. Coffee? Cheers. So let's get going into what I got myself into last week for reading. I finished a couple of things. That's always good when you finish things. Now the first thing I finished is this one. Oops. Oh, I thought it was upside down. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This was from my little book club I had with some friends of mine. And Wuthering Heights. What does one say about Wuthering Heights? I was very jazzed to read this book. I thought, I'm gonna love this, because most of the time when I see people talking about Wuthering Heights, they love it. For some, it's their most favorite book of all time, all that kind of good stuff. I didn't love this. I didn't hate it. It was very middle of the road for me. Yes, very middle of the road. It is indeed quite gothic, and the setting is quite wonderful, actually. It takes place on the moors. There's so much talk about the moors, and basically, I don't know. Maybe most people know what Wuthering Heights is about. I thought I knew what Wuthering Heights was about until I finished reading it. I'm like, that's not what I thought Wuthering Heights was about. So essentially we have these kind of two households, essentially. There's a household that lives at Wuthering Heights, and then the household that lives at, Cross something Grange. I forgot now. But anyway. There's a Mr. Heathcliff, and then there's Miss Catherine. Is it Catherine? And they've known each other since they were young, and then they love each other, but they are such horrid people that they don't marry each other. They marry other people to get back at the other one. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. It's ultimately a story of revenge, I suppose. But it was very hard for me to get past the fact that these characters were so atrocious. They were nasty. Particularly Mr. Heathcliff, who was just horrid and mean and hateful, physically violent. No, not a dreamboat by any means. There's a ghost in here, so that's cool. I don't know. It was hard for me. I don't have to like characters, unlikable characters are fine. But there was really nothing redeeming about Mr. Heathcliff to make me sympathize with him. I don't know. That's my thoughts on Wuthering Heights. I could probably say more, but it was very middle of the road for me. A bit of a disappointment. Because I just knew I was going to love it, and I did not. So it is what it is. So I then finished up The Forbidden Stars by Tim Pratt. I forgot to even talk about this book last week that I had started it. This is book 3 of the Axiom series, and this was a fantastic finale. Book 2, The Dreaming Stars, bogged me down a bit. It took me a while to kind of get going in that story. It was a very middle book, But this third one, very good. It was action-packed from the first page. And yeah, it was a solid conclusion to this series. So overall, the trilogy as a whole, very enjoyable. It's got some really fantastic characters. The characters are definitely what make this book fun and enjoyable. There's a lot of diversity within the characters, and LGBTQ plus representation with relationships, and so it was fun. What did I like the best? I don't know. I kind of liked the character dynamics, interaction with each other. I love like a good ragtag crew on a spaceship. You know what I mean? There are all kinds of different folks, but they come together to form a solid team, and then go through their adventures in a way that's fun. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But I enjoy seeing someone's view of what once humans do start living in outer space, what that could look like. I enjoyed Tim Pratt's ideas here of what he thought could be happening. I loved the alien races in here. I personally love when when humans encounter aliens, that the aliens aren't like humanoid looking, and in this they very much are not. Particularly what they call the liars or the free people, and they're very tentacly and things like that. So I appreciate that, and I just enjoyed this nice romp through space. So I would recommend it for sure. If you're looking for a good little fun space opera, it was fun. So those are the books that I finished last week. So let's see. As far as what I am currently reading, I did start Seasons Creeping by Ronald Kelly. This is, I wanted to show this in my book haul video that I posted, but I left it downstairs. But anyway, if you order directly from Ronald, I call him Ronald now because, we're friends now. It's fine. I'm kidding, but he'll always sign it for you, drag a little picture, so definitely check him out. Shoot him a message on Instagram if you want to buy one directly from him. He will, if he's got any left, he'll sign it and send it out your way, and it's a lot of fun and a good way to support him directly. But anyway, as this says, this is Tales of Holiday Horror. It's a nice short story collection. Books kind of based around Christmas and the winter holidays, and so far it's been really fun. I am on I'm on the 5th. I read through 5 stories. I'm kind of reading one a day, but there's been a couple days I've missed a day. But I've read 5 stories and they've all been really wonderful. I just really enjoy Ronald Kelly, and really kick myself for only for not reading him for years, because some of the stories in here are collected from older stories. There's a story from 1989, 1990 in here. So the guy's been writing for a long time, and he's very good at what he does. And this is definitely helping me get into the holiday spirit. So I'll probably finish this out this week, leading up to Christmas. So I'm very excited about that. And I will say, because Ronald told me this in his message, because I also bought Fear from him, and so he says if you haven't read Fear yet, wait till read Beneath the Branches from this book until you've read Fear, because Beneath the Branches kind of connects to Fear and then rolls into Fear 2, which I think he's working on right now. So I'm just passing that on. If you've not read Fear yet but want to read this, you might want to skip Beneath the Branches until you've read Fear, per the author himself. Okay. So I make progress on House of Chains. I finished chapter 3, and it was a fantastic chapter. Oh my gosh. I think I don't talk about this story very much because this is book 4. If I tell you what's happening, you won't even know what's going on anyway. But chapter 3 was really fantastic, and you saw some slight connection to a previous book that just like, ooh, like a little wink, and so I'll just have chapter 4 and then I will be done with part 1. I like to kind of work through these by chapters. The chapters are so long. I think I mention that every time I talk about these series, but the chapters are so long. It is the one thing that I dislike about this book series. But other than that, I am enjoying it, and I'm enjoying this book so far. And the thing about Steven Erikson is he gives you such great visuals with his writing, and he's very good at like setting a scene and then writing in a way that you can just absolutely picture it in your mind. And I think that's fantastic, so especially when you're in a world that's totally created from nothing, right? Because this is a fantasy world, right? Enjoying it. Don't know if I'd wanted to finish this month. That's not going to happen, obviously, but if I can finish half of it, so if I get through parts 1 and 2, maybe I can finish. Don't make any goals on that. Chapter by chapter is how we get through that book. I did make some more progress on the Croning by Laird Barron. This is again just another book that's kind of hard to talk about because there's a few things going on in here, and I'm gonna still reserve talking about this until I've finished, I think, to make a more cohesive statement about it. But yeah, making progress. We're getting there. I'm gonna read on some of this today for sure to get some good progress in that, because I can finish that pretty easily, I think. And I've got a new audiobook on the go, Empire of Pain. The author I have forgotten. But anyway, this is the story about the Sackler family, who I learned about a little bit in reading Dope Sick by Beth Macy last month. And so my library hold came in for this audiobook, and it delves way to the past of the Sackler family, learning how they made their gajillion D's of dollars. And then, of course, their connection with OxyContin and the opioid crisis that has hit America pretty hard. And I've got really just about 4 hours left of that one, so I'll definitely finish that next week. I don't usually listen to audiobooks much on the weekends. I usually reserve it for when I'm doing my work during the week, so I'll finish it up next week and pick a new audiobook from there. But that's what I've gotten into this week. Nothing really much else on the go. I want to finish up, like I said, Season's Creepings and hopefully the Croning this week. This upcoming week. And then we'll see what we get into. We'll be getting into Christmas by then and the holidays and having lots of downtime and family time, though not much family time because of Omicron, and now feeling anxious about Omicron, so we will not be doing a lot of family get-togethers. There's a couple this weekend that we are now not going to because of Omicron, so that's kind of a bummer. 2 years now of not seeing some family members, like extended family members, aunts and uncles and cousins and that kind of thing, so it's kind of a bummer. But one thing I have learned is through all of this is that the only one that's going to take care of my family is us. And if you're dependent on other people to do things for you and make good decisions and things like that, then you will be disappointed. So we just have to make these decisions that are best for us, and let the chips fall where they may from that. Right? So, but it is a bummer not to see some family members that you really haven't seen in a couple of years, right? But hey ho. You guys stay safe out there. It's tough. It's really hard, I know. So just hang in there. we'll come out the other side at some point and move forward, with this new normal, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay, So that's it. Hope you had a great reading week. Let me know what you got into this week for your reading. What your holiday plans are. I don't know. Let's see. Don't know if I'll do a weekly wrap up next week. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. And we'll see. We'll see what we get into, right? Hope you're doing well. Thanks as always for watching, my friends. I so appreciate it. Lots of love. Happy holidays. Yeah. All the things. Take care. Bye-bye.